Hello guys, so today we will talk about this topic of karma and what is the relationship between karma and Jyotish. So because in Indian astrology there is a very strong belief that there is a certain level of karma and there are a few types of karma that we need to understand in terms of chasing accuracy or trying to read from a natal chart that can sometimes not be explained or not be shown from a chart as obvious as the rest of the issues. The karma is actually the results of permutations and combinations of the three gunas. So the three gunas is the sattva, which is the natural state of the conscious mind, and then there's this rajas and tamas, are the other two ways in which the mind can go out of balance. So all these are actually combinations or created as combination, and then there is this any imbalance will actually cause an issue or cause a prominent event in your life, and uh, this this tree is one of the reasons why the 9 planets is sufficient to describe all of our human nature and all our human experiences that we are going to feel, we are going to go through in our lifetime on earth. And if we simply call or identify the law of karma, it is as you sow, so shall you reap. So it is not so simple as it sounds. It is not so like tit for tat theory. It's so easy. Another way of explaining the law of karma is our Newton's third law of motion. So for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this is inherent to the universe structure. The doctrine of karma is like the act and the fruit. So it's like, but it doesn't add in or doesn't consider a product of the man's sense of justice, that one shall be punished for what one has done. That is actually a necessary consequence of the doctrine of the inherent efficacy of the acts. So what this means is that a tree and a seed that from which it's sprung, it cannot exist simultaneously. The former must happen before the latter can. The former must be experienced first, or has to be done, has to be acted out before the latter can be felt. So each action actually will cause some effect, and this effect actually causes further effects, like it's like a ripples from a drop of water into a pool. So there's going to be a myriad of a set of actions that's going to accumulate, and this cascade of effects is it will become more and more perplexed and more intricate, and it will be extended, and this will all bind us and the world together to us in this very vast system. And we humans, which have more self-awareness than our animals or plants, other parts, they have we have a greater ability to self-identify our own actions and the reasons for such actions. So we tend to sow more than other sentient beings, and actually sow more than what the rest of them reap. So what they sow and reap actually depends on the relative balance of the three gunas in their personality. So when sattva is prominent, that means it predominates. So this person actually will perform good things. We will do more altruistic karmas. They is unattached to the results. So this is what sattva would be. And for rajas, right, rajas will actually cause one to act more from our passion, from our feelings, and by blinded by our desires. So that is for rajas. Then those who act without thinking actually act from a predominance of tamas. So these three, sattva, rajas, and tamas, will actually contribute to the karmas that we will feel after some time. So karmas are actually divided into 4 categories. There is the sanchita. This is the collection of all karmas. So this is a totality of all the karmas. And then we have prarabdha. So this is the ready to be experienced karma. So this is like knocking at our doorstep is ready to be felt, whether it's good or bad. And then we have the Kriya Mana, which is our current karmas, and we have the Agama, which is the approaching karmas. So that is what is going to happen. So classification of any action into one class of karma is very difficult. It's not as easy, or it's not always easy, because the cause and effect relationship is actually is an inseparable unit. So while for Sanchita, karma is the sum total of all our past actions, known and unknown. So what do I mean by known and unknown? So known karma is karma that we are well aware of, having performed ourselves, our actions, the words that we say out, and the things we have done. These are, we are well aware of things that we have done. So while unknown karma is actually karma that you are not conscious of having done so. So unknown karma is a sort of cause and effect relationship which is not easily known by our finite mind, our limited mind. So it's very complex of this unknown karma, because we can't actually see or identify a lot of things that is happening from our actions in the second, third level, fourth, fifth level. Is all this indirect effect that we have caused. And this complexity of this unknown karma is actually exponentially increased when we consider reincarnation, which is always factored into the karmic equation. So reincarnation actually is it will actually make this computation or this identification of karma a bit more difficult, because we tend to restart, we tend to reset, and we actually left those behind, the actions that we have known to do our past life. So like for example, a woman can actually wonder why she found it easy to earn her doctor degree, but it is very difficult for her to find a husband. But she's very easy, relatable to her parents, but it's difficult to have children, and she is always wondering about all these things, because she has forgotten the karmas which she has performed in her previous life. So these are all present circumstances, good and bad karmas, and it seems disproportionate to the effects that she has done, or she has acted, all these known karmas that she has done in this lifetime. So these are things that we cannot really explain, or even she cannot really explain. Probably she has done a lot of good this lifetime, but there's still some effects that doesn't really go her way, because since every action has a result that the performer of the original action must also experience. So all the actions she performed during this life will produce their own reactions, and any anticipated results that she has not yet experienced at the time of her death will eventually be fulfilled or experienced in the future reincarnations. So the second type of karma is Prarabdha karma. This is actually a subset of Sanchita karma, which is ready to be experienced by the individual during this current lifetime, and it represents the current effect of the past actions which actually appear as a fate or destiny. So this another woman who is like plays the role of a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a doctor, but does not simultaneously experience all the results of this previous actions from these roles. That means she has fulfilled her role as a mother, she has fulfilled the role as a doctor and as a child very perfectly, but all these karmas, that this good experiences won't come in, she won't be experiencing it all at once. But because any entity does not experience all of this Sajjita karma at once, only the portion that has become ripe will actually experience, and it will surface at any one time when it's done. So the third kind of karma is called Kriyamana. So Kriyamana karmas are actually the potential effect, the total potential effect that is created by the current actions. So because we people are not like puppets, we are not manipulated by our past actions, but we can by exerting our will, we can actually create new actions in the present situation, the present circumstances. So this is what we tend to do from our free will. It means we can still make a point to act well, to do good, to be good, to fulfill our roles, responsibility, and to actually impact our goodwill onto other beings. And so this is the third kind of karma, and then we have the fourth one, which is called agama karma. So this one are any new actions that we contemplate to do as a result of like insight. It represents our capacity to plan out new future actions, so whether or not we choose to implement them. So agama karmas are being like performed once, like let's say the woman, the doctor actually dream of or plan for to do the, because she can't have kids, so there's this infertility problem that she's facing. So she planned to do surgical operation on herself just to fix this problem, just to fix the infertility. So it is said that for success, you must plan your work and you have to work your plan. So this agama karma is actually the result of kriya mana karma. So for this karma and Jyotish, so in Vedic astrology we try to or Jyotish astrologers like us, we actually try to analyze and interpret the different varieties of each person's karma, and also the intensity of this person's karma in all those aspects of life as shown by the Rashi. So it's shown by the natal chart. So all these houses actually houses and planets actually contribute to how well or how strong each person is about to experience certain changes to their life, to the events that's going to come about. And these planets they are called grahas. They are and the houses will make a very clear distinction of how heavy this impact is going to be, whether it's good for good impact or the negative effect. So Sanjita karma actually prompts us to claim the ways that karmas are we can't really avoid, but prarada, kriya mana, and agama karmas are actually able to be found out or identified through Vedic astrology, because Vedic always assume that the human condition always arises from interaction between the fate, the destiny that's given from the past life, and the free will. So fate is fundamentally an expression of the Sanchita and Prarada karmas, right? And the free will is actually the result of Kriya Mana and Agama karmas. So Agama and Kriya Mana karmas eternally they will evolve into Sanchita and Prarada karmas with the passage of time as we go through or pass through different lives, different time being spent, and different actions that's coming in and rectified, coming in and rectified. And what was done by free will today will act as a cause of what is experienced as destiny tomorrow, like let's say in the next life. So though no one is actually ruled by just fate alone, by destiny alone, because it may seem so until there is there's such thing called true free will, and true free will emerge, and we will need to be able to transform, and only through free will that we are able to reach greater heights. Because if all is actually brought on by destiny, and then we sort of like, there is no meaning to our life, and there is nothing that we can actually change or impact about our own lives. So in other words, then all this quality of effort or quantity, that no matter how much you do your effort, right, is required to alter that will be pointless. Okay, so that is not true. So there is 3 degrees of intensity when we talk about karma, and which may apply to many areas or just one area of a person's life, and we can see that through a Jyotish chart. So one of the degree of karmic intensity is called Dritha. That's the fixed karma, and then we have the Driha. So that is our fixed and non-fixed karma. So that is a combination, a mixture of the fixed and non-fixed karma. And then lastly, we have the Adriha karma, which is the non-fixed. So Dritha's karmas actually give fixed results because they are so difficult to change. They are practically non-changeable. So these karmas, whether it's good ones, pleasurable ones, or very negative or painful ones, they are destined to be experienced because of the intensity of their causes. So many people have noticed that from time to time, an experience simply happens despite all the efforts to actually avoid its occurrence. So, for example, a woman is pregnant with a child. She has really enjoyed perfect health all this while, and she's in the prime age, like 26, 27, and during her pregnancy, she had the best medical doctors to deliver, but this child came out with a congenital deformity. So this Jyotishi might well find that she was experiencing what we call this Dritha Parada karma concerning her children, and that her child was experiencing this type of karma in relation to this child's body. So remember that this kind of karma may be pleasurable as well as painful. As we all know, those who seem the least deserving are often those who get ahead in life. So Dritha karmas actually appear in a horoscope when there is a confluence. When you see in the chart, there is confluence. So confluence actually occurs whenever many astrological factors converge in their indications. That means there is layers of indications, layers of meanings to justify certain events. So when there are layer upon layer of confirmation that something's happening, this is the Dritha karmas are actually more or less confirmed. So the greater number of indications of good things or bad things in that particular area of a horoscope, the more obvious its results will become. So this will actually aid in us Jyotish astrologer able to see certain events very clearly. So upon able to actually identify such events very clearly to our clients or people in need of help, these are the Dritha karmas. So these are the destiny karmas. These are the fixed ones that is brought on into this life. So the second degree one is, if you recall, is Dritha Adriha karma. So this is a mixture of both the fixed and the non-fixed. So this also can be good or bad and can be changed through application of a very persistent will, through very considerable effort. So there is much effort needed from us to be able to change this karma result, but we still have a say in this. So there is still some actions that we can take to better this karma and change it more into a more positive kind of effect. So lastly, we come to the non-fixed karma. So this is the Ajriha karma, and this will give non-fixed results because they are easily altered. So wherever no confluence exists in a horoscope, in a natal chart, there is no confluence, Ajriha karmas are present. So this state is like you have a clean slate on which you may write what you please. So there is a clean piece of paper, and you write the story that you wish to live. So when a child, let's say example, a child is he has normal physique, exercises a lot, and the body responds with a lot of increased strength, a lot of strength, and all this effort is made to build up his constitution, and you can actually see it physically, and no hindrance or unforeseen hindrance is actually seen uh, from this, no unanticipated appearances. So this is a case of Adriha Parata karma in the area of this child's physique. So the remedies actually exist in the form of upayas. So this is actually upaya is a Sanskrit word for method. So this actually refers to the Jyotish in the use of agama and kriyamana karmas to provide remedy to all those adverse astrological combinations. So this will actually help augment the good things and try to reduce or mitigate the bad effects. So the existence of the upaya is actually uh, to to show that actually not everything is being predestined. So not everything is just destiny that is brought over from last time. That there is still this component of free will that we can use to impact our life. So a well-motivated person who is given this upaya, this method by which to neutralize some undesirable karma, will actually implement that method for whatever time and for however intense it is necessary. But a poorly motivated person will actually either lack this discipline to follow through, or will find obstacles cropping up regularly to interrupt the process. So obstacles to an upaya occur particularly for the Dritha karmas, because since the force of this karma actually discourage a change in the direction or in the area of life, because it's quite fixed. So the karmas will themselves interfere with the person's motivation to implement the remedy. So when the karma is non-fixed, the Jyotish astrologer will actually expect immediate change on commencement of an upaya. So if the karmas are fixed and non-fixed together, the results are anticipated after it will be more prolonged in terms of the efforts to produce some or to implement some remedy, usually after many days. But even for those who do persevere, transformation of fixed karma, that component of the fixed karma may not be expected during this lifetime, because it will actually take some of this positive actions that you're going to take to change these results, and it may not be enough in this lifetime alone. So as long as upayas are currently or patiently resorted over the course of this lifetime, they will act as well planted seeds for future reincarnation results. So what this actually means is that if it doesn't bring forth the good results in this lifetime, it will definitely impact benevolently in your next lifetime. So in this episode, we have covered the several ways, several identification of karmas, and the types and the intensity of this karma, and how it actually come about, and what are the remedies to some. And there are remedies, but there is limitations to remedies depending on your type of karma. So fixed karmas will generally be fixed as this interpreted, and then there is the non-fixed ones. We are still able to change or to impact with our discipline and our concerted effort. So if you like this video, if you have gained some knowledge, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next episode. We will see you again.